summer 1890. Peter Weeks still continues to meet his friend, David Stilco. Both boys meet in spite of the growing feud between the two families. Both know of those who plot against Flaxton Hall, but being mere boys, they've no idea how far some people will go.
And now there's very little time left.
Old Andrew Flaxton can't possibly live much longer.
Like as not, he'll see us all in our graves.
He's old and he's ailing.
But he won't die.
Ask the Leeds Consortium for more time.
Do you think I haven't already done that?
And they said no?
They already have men surveying the Mackleton lands.
Well, I've done all I can.
And that's little enough.
Then, I suggest you do something.
Don't think that I have been as idle as you have.
Perhaps a little more of your excellent brandy. How long have you been standing out there?
Long enough.
She must have heard everything.
She knows most of it already.
He shouldn't be here. It's foolish and dangerous.
I should be obliged, madam, if you would let me worry about that.
Perhaps you could get us another bottle of brandy.
My duties here do not include fetching and carrying. In any case, I wouldn't set foot in the cellar. It happens to be crawling with rats.
All the best sellers are.
We need some poison bait down
May
there.
I remind you, madam, that you're employed here as governess to my ward.
And also, it would seem, as custodian of your secrets, Sir Tarquin.
Take care, Vanessa.
Elsie, Sir Tarquin requires another bottle of brandy.
The Napoleon, 1803.
Yes, sir.
And Elsie, while you are in the cellar, you will lay some poison bait for the rats.
Me? I don't know where the poison's kept, Mum.
Get it from Harold's, the head gardener.
Yes, Mum.
Now, perhaps we could come to the matter in hand.
Napoleon 1803. That's a fine brandy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It would make a suitable gift for a discerning old man.
Yes, of course, I see what you mean.
What are you two talking about?
I have decided that it is time Vanessa paid a visit to Flaxton.
Are you insane?
Oh, she will get in there easily enough.
Oh.
Vanessa was always welcome at Flaxton Hall. Especially when Jonathan lived there. Devil's that bottle of brandy.
That woman, Vanessa, sends shivers up my spine.
A rabbit would have the same effect upon you,
She'll
Jacqueline.
land us all in trouble, I'm certain of that.
She'll get things done.
Yes, but what things? Tarquin, what?
All right, you can leave it.
I said what things?
You just look to your own job, Jacqueline.
I'll not share any of the money that's to come to me.
Unless some action is taken, and soon, there'll be no money for any of us.
Catch your breath and tell me what it is you want.
It's them rats.
Hey?
Down in the cellar at Stilgo Lodge. They want me to lay down some poison bait to kill them.
Well, that's simple enough.
Why, for someone like you knows how to do it, but I wouldn't know where to start.
Well, ask the head gardener. It's his job, really, you know.
Well, Miss Madden told me especially. I wondered if you could come and do it for me. I could sneak you in the back way without a soul seeing.
Oh, always pleased to be of service to a lady in distress. Especially one with bright eyes and a winning smile.
Come along now, Barnaby. I must get back to the lodge before I'm missed.
They're in league, and that's for certain.
Maybe Mr. Jackman was there on business.
Aye. Dirty business, I'll bet. I don't see what that's got to do with Jonathan. Neither do I yet, but Mr. Jacqueline's made a home at Flaxton Hall, and if anything happens to Mr. Andrew...
I know. Jacqueline will inherit. But what's that got to do with my guardian?
Everybody knows Stilgoes are crooked.
I'm a Stilgo.
Well, you're different.
If you dislike the Stilgoes so much, you must dislike me.
Why are you sticking up for your guardian? You never liked him before.
I just don't like the way
Asking for trouble, you two lads, aren't you?
Mr. Tarquin was to know that you were on Stilgo land, Peter Weeks.
I know.
Now what's the matter?
Seems the Stilgoes got blamed for everything in this round here.
What's biting them two? I thought you said they was always such good friends.
Oh, their words are no mistake.
But then one is from Flaxton and the other is Stilgo. Expect it's a bit of a strain even for them sometimes.
Let's get this rat poison now. I'll sort this problem out later. I don't see no sign of rats. Don't smell them neither. Usually smell them a mile off. Might be some mice here and there, but not rats.
Miss Marden led me to believe the place was crawling with them.
Put some bait down if you like. Where's the poison?
There, where I left it. No, not just where I left it. That's strange, it's been moved. And opened.
Well, how'd you know that?
It were a brand new tin given me by Harris, their gardener. And that bottle's been moved too. That's not where I left it neither. Someone's been down here.
Butler as likely as not.
He's away visiting his ailing sister in Ripon.
Yeah, some stuff been spilt down here.
Don't look as though anything else has been touched.
You shouldn't leave poison lying about like that, you know, Elsie. It's dangerous.
But there was no reason for anyone else to come down here while I was away.
Elsie, are you down there?
Yes, Mum.
I thought I heard voices down here.
Sorry, Mum. Just me talking to myself. Silly habit I've got.
Have you laid the poison down for the rats yet?
Just about to, Miss Marden.
Well, as soon as you've finished, I want you to take this letter and that bottle to Mr. Andrew Flaxton at Flaxton Hall.
Flaxton Hall now?
That's what I said.
Yes, Mum.
Now remember, Elsie, that bottle, the Napoleon 1803, no other.
Yes. Begging your pardon, Mum, but I'm Elsie Rawson, tween maid at Stilgo Lodge.
Stilgo?
I've a gift and a letter for the Master of Flaxton.
From Stilgo?
From Miss Vanessa Marden, Ma'am.
Vanessa Marden?
Did you say Miss Vanessa Marden, lass?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's one and the same woman, all right. Upon my soul, Archie, this sends the years rolling back.
It does.
Ah, Napoleon 1803. She always was a woman of taste.
Aye.
Lass, say to Miss Marden that Andrew Flaxton would be pleased if she would do me the honor of visiting him. This afternoon, if it's convenient to her.
You should really rest this afternoon, Mr. Flaxton. I doubt if it's wise for you to entertain any visitors.
Sarah, I should like to see her. We Flaxtons did her and her family a great wrong many years ago. A very grievous wrong.
What wrong was that?
Mardens are a great family hereabouts, till about 10 years ago when their fortune failed.
What has that to do with Andrew?
Mr. Marden came here for help. Mr. Flaxton's capital was all tied up, restocking and so forth. Said he couldn't help for about 6 months. But Marden's situation was desperate. He was bankrupt in a matter of weeks. House and estates were sold, they moved away. Miss Vanessa Marden was the youngest daughter.
I still don't understand.
Mr. Flaxton always felt he ought to have done more to help.
Oh.
You see, some 2 or 3 years before that,
Well, go on.
it was thought that Miss Vanessa Marden was about to become betrothed to Jonathan.
David?
Peter.
What's the matter, Barnaby?
Sorry, lad, I can't stop. I've got to get to Flaxton Hall.
Flaxton?
All right. I've got to have a word with your dad.
Something's happened.
Time's a wasting, lad. You stay here.
But Barnaby...
Promise me now. Wait here.
And he accepted the gift, Elsie, the brandy.
Aye, Mum.
Thank you, Elsie. That'll be all.
Yes, that will be all right enough. Except for the gallows. He may have already drunk from that bottle. As we stand here, he may be lying there on the floor.
No real gentleman would touch brandy until after luncheon, Tarquin.
You're going there to see him this afternoon, aren't you? You want to see him drink from that bottle?
Yes.
Then you are quite mad.
Am I? And who on earth would connect the brandy with his death? He suffers with a bad heart. He could die at any time, just collapse and die.
And suppose somebody else should drink before he does?
No one will until he opens the bottle. Therefore, I must be there to dispose of it afterwards. Poor Andrew. I doubt if his heart will stand the strain of all those memories flooding back. After all, I was his son's intended bride.
That was your idea. It was never Jonathan's. Jonathan was never interested in you, Vanessa. Although you gave everyone in the whole county the impression that it was only a matter of time before he took you down the aisle.
That's enough.
No wonder you hate the Flaxtons. They took everything from you, didn't they? Including a husband. You want to see Andrew die. And I'll wager in your heart you wish that it was Jonathan supping that brandy.
Know this, Tarquin. If anything goes wrong with my scheme, I shall ensure that the whole world knows of the plots that you have been brewing under this roof. I shall take a delight in destroying you.
Barnaby will be in. He'll be back soon. He's gone to Flaxton Hall.
Flaxton? Well, perhaps I'll wait then. What's Barnaby gone to Flaxton for?
I don't know. He's gone to see my father. There's some trouble brewing.
Flaxton is expecting me. My name is Vanessa Marden.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mallory. Yes. He said you were to be shown straight in as soon as you arrived.
Thank you.
Miss Marden?
Yes?
He's very weak. He's not been well. Please don't...
May I go in now?
Yes. Miss Vanessa Marden,
Please, don't get up, Mr. Flaxton.
Vanessa, you haven't changed. You're still beautiful.
It's so kind of you to say that.
Dear, it's good to see you.
Thank you.
Sit down, won't you?
Thank you.
Is it distressing for you to be back inside this house again?
No, I wanted to see you.
Then you've forgiven me?
It all happened so long ago.
Oh, thank you, Vanessa.
It's not like you to keep secrets from us, Barnaby. Come on, Barnaby, tell us.
It's best neither of you know. Not for the present, at any rate. Look, I have some business to attend to. I'll see you later, eh?
I bet he's going to Flaxton Hall. I'm going to follow him.
Flaxton Hall? That means I can't come.
I'll tell you about it when I get back.
I loved Jonathan, Mr. Flaxton, and I would have done anything to make him happy. My only ambition was to be a good wife.
I know.
Do you know where he is now?
I believe him to be dead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can see that it pains you deeply to speak of him.
Jonathan should have married you, Vanessa. Then you would have been mistress of Flaxton, and I could have gone to my grave with an easy mind. Your background was what was needed here. Now, everything is lost.
She'll never get away with it.
She thinks differently.
Well, I want no part of this.
What you want is a drink to steady your nerves, Jacqueline.
There's one flaw in that plan of hers.
Oh, what's that?
Archie Weeks. If the old man dies...
When the old man dies...
Weeks will ask for an inquiry. He'll nose around until he finds out the truth. He'll demand a post-mortem.
But he can't. Only a relative can do that, Jacqueline.
Or a magistrate.
I assure you, Vanessa is very competent.
The blame could be laid at my door.
Here, drown all your doubts in this.
We'll hang. All of us hang. Unless she's stopped.
Come back, you blithering fool!
A superb brandy like this shouldn't be enjoyed alone, Vanessa. Won't you join me?
No, thank you, Mr. Flaxton. Perhaps I'll have a little tea later on.
Oh, well, if that's what you like. Oh, it's magnificent.
I shall be interested to know what you think of the brandy, Mr. Flaxton. I have it on good authority. It's a fine vintage.
What, a Napoleon 03? I should think it is.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't realize Miss Marden had arrived already. Good afternoon, Miss Marden.
Good afternoon, Mr. Weeks.
Archie, you must join me in some of this superb brandy.
Thank you, sir. I should like
No!
to. I beg your pardon, Miss Marden.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There.
Thank you. I should like to propose a toast, sir, if I may.
Oh, by all means.
Miss Marden, to absent friends.
Archie! Archie, man, that's no way to treat Napoleon brandy.
I know that, sir. Come. Miss Marden. Won't you drink to the toast?
No.
No!
It's all right, sir. Leave it to me.
she's dead.
She wanted to poison me. But, Archie, you drank the brandy.
Well, the bottle the girl brought to the hall was as right as rain. You see, she'd taken another bottle from the cellar and brought it here unopened.
And we changed them about, so there was naught wrong with the bottle that Elsie brought.
Well, Miss Martin didn't know that.
See, this is the bottle that's got the poison in it. Been in my cottage all the time.
See, it's destroyed, Barnaby.
Aye, right, sir.
Oh, here, that boy oughtn't to be here listening to all this.
That's my fault, sir. The lad's waiting for me. Promised to take the boys ferreting this afternoon.
The boys?
Aye, Mr. Flaxton. The boys.
Me and David still go, sir.
Still go?
He's my friend, sir, my best
You were
friend.
told never to go near Stillgo Lodge.
Yes, sir.
The lad's but 12 years old, sir.
Mr. Sweet, I am more than grateful to you for what you've done today. But this is between Peter and me.
We met at first by accident, sir, and then... Well, there's nothing wrong with David, sir.
Peter, you watch your manners.
I'm sorry, Father, I don't mean to be rude, but as Barnaby says, you should think well of your people before you think bad of them.
Very well, Peter. You go to your ferreting. Who you meet beyond Flaxton is your affair. But remember this, that no Stillgo man or child will set foot on Flaxton land, not so long as I'm alive. Peter!
Yes, sir?
Peter, remember this too. I like a man who stands by his friends, who refuses to think ill of them, whatever other people may say.
So, violence and tragedy have come into the search for Jonathan Flaxton. Sir Tarquin has used an old hatred to try and bring an end to the Hall, and failed. What will he try next? And will Barnaby Sweet and the Flaxton boys know what to do?